Yeah, my name's Troy. I'm from East Lothian. A long way back. I was in the Royal Marines for 6 years, so that kind of set me up in terms of resilience. Nothing really happened before the stroke to actually trigger that I was on a pathway for the stroke. 6th week into the lockdown, the way of working was pretty weird in that sense. Finished work that day, I cycled to just relax. Bike feels really funny, feels like I was going through rocks. And then I was looking at my right hand, I was going, that doesn't look my hand. I was kept looking at it and then put my hand down to try and get my water bottle, and then I dropped the water bottle. On the location that I was in quite visible to the road, and I saw a paramedic on a motorcycle coming down the road. I was looking at him and I could see that he had looking at me, right? But I couldn't work out the brain actions to wave him down. So he looked at me, slowed down even, and just went on by. So, I mean, several calls to my wife, or tried to call my wife. You're messing me about with your phone calls, but I know where you are, because basically I've got one of these Garmin watches, and it tells where you are. And so she said, I'll just come and find you. She took one step out of the car, she just looked at me and said, you've had a stroke. And the key for me was actually, I need to speak to someone who has lived through the stroke, lived through it, survived, and actually still moving forward in their life. And I suppose that was the challenge I set Audrey. She put me onto Jackie of chest heart stroke, and meetings with Neil or conversations with Bill have been very good. He's been very open and honest about his situation with stroke. Right, and also the camaraderie as well, because we've introduced our wives, and they've both been honest with each other to say, this is what I've lived with. Being able to speak to someone and say, take me through what you've been through, or help me understand something that you may not have done, but you can sympathise or even empathise with them. Yeah. And I had this thought the other day when I was talking to Neil. I said, basically, I said, can you see any mirrors on the push bike? If I was to keep looking backwards on the stroke, I can't go forwards.